that second address, 6 and 9. We want eyes talk, it's your time to end. And my time again. It's our time to win, away with the sin. You know what it is. Rejoice with my kin. See that is why we repented. Go to streets, I can see myself in it. The city is bright, the kingdom of light. A wonderful sight past the angels, the inner light. I need 1,000 years of labor. Sit on my throne with my savior. Try to know wine, press alone. He bring pain like major. You think the nations is equal to us? TK Kirkland, who raised you? Flex on occasion, my God a racist. That's why we moving with patience. It's been a long time coming. I spent my whole life running. Now that I'm 10 toes down and established my faith on 100. Woe to the nations, my king will race them. You know they gotta be punished. Jeremiah 25. Yeah, you know they gon' fry. Whoa.
Said he won't vote, we looking for smoke. So, we give him some more. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. Even the evil, spend holy days away from the heathen. I need a break, I don't need a reason. I need a script, I don't need your grievance. Keep it to yourself, it's better for my health. Leave it on the shelf, ain't hearing nothing else. Tonight ain't the night, knowing the price. Pay it off with my life, till it's out with your lights. Do it all for the Christ, and he ain't playing nice. Knew the end from the start. Fix your face like it's art. The sons of a simp, call them Bart. Yeah, you did your best, played your part. But now it's time to cut you to the heart. Flex on occasion, it's the strangest of the salvation. You see it, believe it, amazing. Them chariots coming invasion since the creation. War of mine, Lord, bless the general. Greatest nation, eat them unequivocal. Bombs dropping, buddy, cause it's biblical. Start shit, now it's time to finish. Whoa. Said he won't vote, we looking for smoke. So, we give him some more. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world.
I can't wait for our kingdom to start and for there to be finished. Get rid of all of their idols and lying religions. Look for the crown like an Edris. Hey, this that crown talk. Wisdom of Solomon 5 talk. This that second Edris, 6 and 9. We want eyes talk. It's your time to end. And my time again. It's our time to win, away with the sin. You know what it is. Rejoice with my kin. See that is why we repented. Go to streets, I can see myself in it. The city is bright, the kingdom of light. A wonderful sight past the angels, the inner light. I need 1,000 years of labor. Sit on my throne with my savior. Try to know wine, press alone. He bring pain like major. You think the nations is equal to us? TK Kirkland, who raised you? Flex on occasion, my God a racist. That's why we moving with patience. It's been a long time coming. I spent my whole life running. Now that I'm 10 toes down and established my faith on 100. Woe to the nations, my king will race them. You know they gotta be punished. Jeremiah 25. Yeah, you know they gon' fry.
Whoa. Said he won't vote, we looking for smoke. So, we give him some more. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world.
1, 2. Yes, yes. Hey, shalom, shalom, family. Hey, shalom, family. Most High in Christ bless y'all. We back. Yeah. All right. Yes. We have the studio audience. We don't need that
Hey,
fake applause.
we don't need that, bro.
Why would you put in the fake applause when we got real people here? All right. So
Real
yes,
hands.
we about to right, real hands. Right. So we're gonna reintroduce ourselves. I'm Captain Zaccai.
Hey. I'm Officer Shim.
Who we got in the house?
Jadiel.
We got Officer Jadiel in the house. Give it up for him, bro.
How you gonna hit that bomb when that man introducing himself, bro?
Say
Yes,
one more
sir.
time. Say one more time.
How you gonna hit that bomb when that man introducing himself?
I know, right on the middle of my voice, man. Welcome.
Hey, hit it. Introduce yourself one more time, officer, please.
Officer Jadiel.
All praises. All
Right.
Hey, welcome back to the show, officer. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. All praises. All right. So, hey, put that thumbnail back up there, because we got a very interesting show tonight, right? This one is called Lost and Never Found. All right. The target on our kids. All right. And we calling it that for a reason. Leave that thumbnail up, right? Because we seeing a lot of times when people go missing, children go missing. All right. If they happen to be of the others, right, they get a lot of coverage, but our people don't get any coverage. A lot of times they're not getting, the families are not getting the right help. We about to find out about a situation that went down close to 35 years ago. All right. And so we're going to introduce our guest, Miss Shanta Sturgis. Miss Shanta, where you at?
Hello.
All right. How you doing, Miss Shanta?
Hey.
All right. So, Miss Shanta, we giving you a round of applause because just for you and your family, because y'all been dealing with this for 35 years. I know it's been a rough 35 because you know, but introduce yourself and So before we move on, I want to talk a little bit about. Let me talk about your sisters, Jeanette and Donette Millbrook. All right, these are the two sisters. They were twins, fraternal twins, that went missing. All right, just as they left their house, moving around in the neighborhood. All right, but I just want to give the audience that. So introduce yourself, Ms. Shanta, and then we can get right into it.
My name is Shanta Sturgis, and I am one of the sisters of Jeanette and Danette Millbrook.
Right, and so, you know, we know a little bit about your story, but for the audience who does not know, because what's strange is that since 1990, a lot of people who even lived in your town in Augusta, right, they didn't even know what was going on up until maybe like 20 something years later, which is insane, right? So just give us a little, take us through what happened from the time they left home and all of that.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I think the screen went out.
Oh, okay. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I can still hear you. I just can't see.
Oh, you can't see us?
Yeah, we can hear and see you, sis.
Okay. Well,
All right, go ahead.
so I was 12 years old back when my sister and them went missing. And they left home to go to my goddad's house to go get money to catch a school bus because the neighborhood that we lived in, we just had moved from a different neighborhood, and the school that they was attending, they didn't want to change school, so they wanted to keep going to the school that was in our old neighborhood, which
Right.
was Lucy Lane High School.
Right.
So we went to church that morning, and my mom basically didn't have any money to feed us for that day. So the pastor of the church gave her money to buy us lunch for that day. So once we got out of church, she sent them to church's chicken. When they went to church's chicken, they came back home. But when they got there, my sister Jeanette told my mom that they think it was a guy in a white van following them, but they didn't know for sure if it was or not, you know. So when my mom went to the door, she didn't see a white van at all.
Right. So mom did go. So based on what your sister said, mom did go outside and take a look to see if that white
Yes.
van was out there. Okay.
Yeah, so we think no more of it. So we was talking about going to school that next day based on her not having money for us to eat lunch that day. She didn't have money for them to be able to get back and forth to school because she didn't want them to walk every day going to Lane High School because it was a good little distance for where we lived at. So she told them to call my goddad and ask him would he give them some money so they can catch the city bus back and forth to school for that week.
That's right.
He agreed to give it to them. They left the house maybe like two-ish, a little bit after 2. After they got to after they left the house, they made it to his house. After they left his house is where things turned left because went to his house, but they also stopped at 2 other people's house, which one of them was my cousin and the other person was my older sister. They went to each person's house asking can they walk home with them, but my cousin mom wouldn't let her go. And my sister, she just had her son, so she wasn't able to go walking with them.
Let me ask you, Shanta. So let me ask you, was it that and I know your older sister, she was old enough. Did she pick up that maybe they were a little nervous to walk home that night? Did she pick up anything like that, or they just wanted them to come over just for fun?
She didn't really say. Basically, she just said that when they came there, they asked her could she walk with them home. That was basically it. She didn't say if they seemed scared or not, but when she told us they had left her house, the way that she went walking, the way they went walking, basically, they went walking towards the pump shop store. So when, my mom got worried because they hadn't came home, she started calling around, asking people had they seen them. And when my sister told her that they left walking towards the pump shop store, we walked down looking for them, to see would we meet up with them or whatever.
Right.
So by the time we got to the pump shop store, the lady in the store, we already knew her because we used to stay right by the store. So when we went inside the store, she told my mom that they did come in there, that they brought some candy chips and a drink. And she said after she rung them up, she was ringing up another customer. So by the time she got to ringing the other customer up, they basically just vanished. She said she didn't see them leave out the parking lot. She don't know if they got in a car with somebody or what. She just looked up and they was gone. And from that point on, nobody seen them since.
Right. And so once that, and you know how it is, obviously the 24 hours has to pass before the police really get involved. Although you might call them, they're going to say, all right, they ain't been missing but 24 hours yet, so we can't fully investigate. Once that time came and y'all started to connect with the police, how did that start to go? What kind of assistance did they give?
They sent the police officer out, but he told my mom that they couldn't do anything until my sister and them had been missing for 24 hours. So they basically, told her that she had to wait. So she called them again that next day. Okay, when they sent the officer out to the house again. And once the officer came out, he basically wrote their names down wrong. He wrote their birthdays down wrong.
Wait a minute. So the officer came and wrote their names down wrong and their birth dates?
Yeah, the spelling of their names, yes.
Were these some were they white officers?
I can't remember that part.
Okay.
If they was, I know the investigator was a white guy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But the officers, I can't remember if they were white or black. I just know when they came out there, they got the information wrong.
Right.
Basically.
Right. Okay.
They said their birthdays was April the 6th, but their birthdays is April the 2nd.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. So they got all their information wrong. Their name was Bennett and Jeanette Millbrook and not Brooks. They had an S at the end of their last name.
Right.
So at that point, he took that information. He got, what they had on. They got my goddad's address. They end up sending the investigator out that next week. So basically, the police came out that Tuesday, because it happened on a Sunday. They came out. No, they came out that Monday. I'm sorry. So it happened on the Sunday, which was March the 18th.
That's right.
So March the 19th is when the police officer came out. They took the information, like I said, so that next week is when the investigator came out. But he basically took the information that he had and he talked to my mom. He ended up going to the school that they attended. And from that point on, after that, he basically didn't really do an investigation because he never talked to the only person he talked to along the way that my mom told him about. Because truth be told, we didn't even know nothing about them stopping at my sister's house until later on. Because okay, this is how it was. So we knew about my cousin,
Right.
but we didn't know about my sister until later. So
Okay.
when my sister told my mom, she told the investigator, but he never went to go talk to my older sister. So he didn't talk to my older sister. They didn't talk to my cousin. They didn't talk to the people at the gas station.
Damn.
The only person that they did connect with was my goddad. So we do know that they did make it to his house. But
Right.
what we don't know is what happened along the way after they left his house. For them to be going to everybody's house that they were supposed to went to
Right.
his house and came back
Right.
home.
Right. And so the police just, once they got this information, they never follow it up behind at least going to your cousin, going to the older sister. They would at least had some more dots to connect, at least knowing okay, they went this direction. They would have had a better idea of where they possibly could have went. I mean, not to say they would have known where they went, but at least they have that information down and ran behind it. They didn't do that at all. They went to go see the godfather, probably because he was a man. And they just figured, okay, wanted to make sure that he didn't have nothing to do with it. That's probably what they went to go do. And then after, just went to sleep.
And another person they wanted to talk to but didn't talk to was their dad.
Their actual father.
Their actual father, yeah.
Right. And
so my mom ended
John,
up calling
right?
him.
His name is John,
my mom
right?
ended up calling him to let him know that they was missing.
Right.
And when the police asked her, do my mom think that he knew where they was at or whatever? She called and asked him, talked to him or whatever. He basically told her to leave them out there, that they probably was out there with some man.
Wait.
Look for him.
I'm sorry, Shanta. Hold on a second. You saying that the father, and his name is John Millbrook, correct?
Correct.
This man said, and I'm sorry to say it like that, but this man said to leave them wherever they're at.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're gonna touch on that in a couple more seconds because we might as well get to it now. I want to show you something. This is from a show that you were on, and there was a piece of the show that I saw, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. So I want to play this for you. Now that you brought up John Millbrook, I want to bring this up real quick. All right, brothers, play video number 1 and start at 16 minutes and 25 seconds. All right, because we're gonna get into that a little bit. Right, the very first video, 16 minutes and 25 seconds.
John Millbrook had been arrested in conjunction with several other men who had killed someone and then he'd hidden the body for them after the fact.
Pause. So John Millbrook, who's the father, leave it up, don't move it. All right, who Shante was just talking about. He was arrested with a couple of other guys for a murder, right, where they killed this individual and then he hid the body. This is what this journalist is talking about now. Hit play.
Taken the body to the city dump. The men with whom he was arrested were Ernest Vaughn and Reggie Cummings, and they were friends of his from the neighborhood. Ernie Vaughn let me know that he knew both Millbrook and Joseph Patrick Washington, so this was a fairly small area of guys that knew each other. They were good enough friends that they served as pallbearers at their relatives' funerals. They had quite a strong connection. John Millbrook only served a few years in prison. Ernie Vaughn and Reggie Cummings are still incarcerated today.
Okay, hit pause, y'all. Hit pause. Right. So John Millbrook, for that situation that took place, he did a few years, came out, right, and then Ernest Vaughn, Reggie Cummings are in prison still. Drop the video. I just we probably gonna get back to it, but just drop the video for now because I want to speak to Shantae. So Shantae, as this video went on, right, she said that Ernest Vaughn, I think it was, said that he asked her what would happen if he could give the location of the bodies of Jeanette and Donette, right? So he was insisting, I can't remember if it was him or Reggie, that they knew where the bodies were. And then she gave that information to the police, and then they never followed up behind it. Or as far as she knows, they never followed up behind it. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah. So basically, Ernest Vaughn said that he was there when it happened.
Wow.
And he said that he didn't know for sure, but their bodies could be in the what area was it? Molly Pond Road or the what is the Brickyard Pond.
Really? And who did he say killed him?
He said that it was a party going on or something to that effect. And a guy by the name of Big Cheese and Little Cheese with some drug dealers that was selling drugs to John Millbrook.
Mm-hmm.
And that at the time say they was having some kind of party. Jeanette and Danette was there. Say they picked Jeanette and Danette up from the pump shop store and said that they was drinking and smoking weed, and said that one of the guys tried to take advantage of one of the twins, and the other twin tried to protect them, and the little cheese guy ended up hitting Jeanette or either Danette, and they hit their head on the table and start there was a whole bunch of blood or whatever. And they made everybody leave out the apartment, which they were supposed to be in at Jeanette and Danette's dad house at John's house. So they said that the reason why he believes that the other twin is deceased because he didn't see the other twin no more after that night.
So they were some drug dealers, the Big and Little Cheese. They were doing business with the twins' father.
So it was Big Cheese, somebody named Uda Boy, Reginald Cummings, Ernest Vaughn. It was two more guys too, but I'm not sure what their name was. I can't recall. But
so
police got the information. They've been had the information for a while, since 2017. When this documentary came out, it came out in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2019 is when they ended up talking to Ernest Vaughn, but they had the information because when Brooke and Laura from the Fall Line podcast contacted them in prison and wrote them, when they sent the letters back, they gave the letters to Richard Roundtree, which was the sheriff at the time, when, he was the one that opened my sister and them case back up.
That's
well,
right.
Technically he didn't, but he kind of did because he was the sheriff, but it was another gentleman that I talked to. That's the reason why the case is back open, because for 23 years, the case been closed.
That's right. And let me speak on that real quick, Shantae, because the audience doesn't know that ever since so the twins went missing in 1990.
1991 of April the 8th, they closed the case out.
Wow. So that's not even that was like a year.
Yeah, because
and then they closed the case.
At the time, they closed it because the investigator, his name was Jim Chilp.
Right.
He told, he came to my mom's house and told my mom that the twins had been located.
Okay, wait a minute.
But he didn't set eye on them.
Right.
He went by off of what somebody said that they seen them. and he was closing the case out. Had he found them and laid eyes on them, he couldn't make them come back home because they were 17 years old at the time.
And this man was just straight up lying.
Basically, yeah.
Right, he just told a straight up lie. But I want to go back to the father, John, right? So now this happened in a house with these guys. My thing is, how did the girls get over to that house? Who brought them there? Why did they feel comfortable to go there? Have they ever been partying like that anywhere?
Never. They weren't even them type of girls. That's why I was trying to figure out.
Right.
Because we didn't even know. This our first time hearing the story when it aired on the documentary. I'm like, they weren't them type of girls, and time wasn't like it is now.
That's
You
right.
get what I'm saying?
That's right.
I'm like, I was just puzzled and dumbfounded when they were saying that. I was like, they were them type of girl because they didn't even hang out. They always stayed home.
Right.
Anytime they went anywhere, they was always together. It was me, my mom, and my other siblings, and the twins.
That's right.
The only person that didn't live with us anymore was my older sister. But everybody else, we was always together. It just so happened that day he didn't want to take all the kids and go down there because we was living in a whole different area than what we was living in before.
Right.
And she didn't want to walk with all those kids. So that's the reason why she felt, by them being together, she didn't know that this was gonna happen.
Of course, right. Of course. Let me just say this also. So the father, John Millbrook, clearly he had to have this information the same as, you understand? Because people he know was there. They didn't say nothing. For him to say, leave them where they at, that means he had to know what happened.
So this the thing, though. We don't even know if the story is true now. Because when they did the documentary, they ended up sending 2 investigators out to the prison to speak with Ernest Vaughn and Reginald Cummings.
Right.
Reginald Cummings, he ended up lawyering up, so they never get any kind of confession from him. The only person that they actually really talked to was Ernest. And Ernest basically told me, but he didn't tell me, he told my daughter, ex-daughter-in-law, because Ernest Vaughn is her dad.
Oh, really? Okay. Wow.
Yeah, it's a long story, but
this is crazy.
My son and Ernest Vaughn's daughter ended up meeting in high school. Now, mind you, they weren't even born nowhere near the time that my sister and them went missing. So some kind of way they ended up meeting and they got married. Anyway, when I got her to contact Ernest Vaughn.
Shanta, I'm sorry to stop you, but I want to make sure everybody hears. So your son met Ernest Vaughn's daughter and they wound up getting together, getting married, not knowing anything about what took place in regards to their father's or Ernest Vaughn's somewhat involvement in the whole situation. They didn't know anything about that.
Nothing.
Okay.
No.
Wow.
It's just amazing. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, this is that.
So anyway,
yeah,
I got her to contact him because he's still in prison, but she was communicating with him.
Mm-hmm.
And when she called, when he called her, because I guess he had a little cell phone in there or whatever, she ended up calling and talking to him, and he told her that the story was true, but the police told him to tell us that he made the whole thing up. So we don't know if it's true or not, and we may never know because they say they wasn't done to investigate that situation no more because they felt that Ernest Vaughn was just making stuff up because he was trying to gain something, basically trying to either get paroled out or get lesser time or whatever.
Right. I don't know. I mean, that could be true. But the whole thing with that is if he comes with a story like that, he's still got to provide information on where they could find the body. I'm shocked that they wouldn't even still take that up and say, all right, where you saying the body is, and still go look, because that's generally what would happen. And if they go and they look and if the bodies ain't there, then they're gonna say you ain't got no deal. But not to look for it at all is very strange.
Right. So we asked them, could they do a search? If he's saying this and it's true, then they might be still out there somewhere, And they told us they couldn't do no search because they would have to have a specific spot to search because the area is so big. The Brickyard Pond it is really big now, but
Right.
I still think they should have tried to at least make some kind of effort. But
Oh,
no,
yeah.
they wouldn't.
Of course, especially since they did such a poor job from the very beginning. You got to show some kind of effort. But I hate to go back to John Millbrook, but I got to go back. So where's he at in all of this? Like, what has he done since
He's
then?
deceased now.
He's dead now.
Deceased
Okay.
now.
All right. Well, I guess that's what he wanted. He wanted to slide off into the sunset.
The whole time
Yeah.
that they've been missing, he never wanted to help look for him no way. So he wasn't a big help. And then when the police wanted to go talk to him, at the time when they opened the case back up in 2013, they wanted to get his DNA so they could, have it in the database because they had got my mom's, my sister's, and mine's to put in the system, just in case, for whatever reason, in case they find a Jane Doe or something like that.
That's right. And he wanted no parts of that. And
he didn't want no parts of it. He told my older sister to tell them that he was dead.
Damn.
This is like real crazy. And generally, fathers are like real protective over daughters. Very, very protective over daughters. And all it
he wasn't even he wasn't big in their life no way. So, his mom and his sister, they was. And that's the only reason why we used to go down there, basically is to visit his mom.
Right.
But they really wasn't. That's why I just couldn't believe when they said that they was at his house for some party. I was like, it just didn't sound right to me.
Right.
And they weren't no type of girl. They didn't even have boyfriends either.
Right. Yeah, all of a sudden now they smoking and drinking and all of this. Like this is like horrible. But the thing is, just going back to this detective shit.
I mean, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
No,
then
it's
again,
fine.
you never know because how I was thinking, and a lot of people was thinking, like, if he could help these guys hide about it, what kind of connection? This is weird.
Right.
The resident Cummings guy,
Yeah.
his mom was John Millbrook's caretaker. She went to jail because she wasn't even taking good care of him, and they basically arrested her for elderly neglect. Right.
Right. So okay. So all right. So John Millbrook. Right. So Reginald Cummings, his mom became John Millbrook's caretaker.
Yeah.
Right.
Because the whole time we was trying to figure out what connection he had with this lady because he didn't want no more involvement with her because he was trying to get my mom to be over his benefits. But we couldn't figure out what kind of connection he had with this lady. And then when I met Brooke and Lori in 2017 when they did the podcast, and I talked to them, and they did their investigation. This is how we found out that the lady and the resident Cummings are some kin to each other.
Right. So you think maybe he was kind of like paying her off or something to
We don't. That's what we don't know because for a long time they used to stay by my other sister. So John stayed with this lady. Her other boys, she had all sons, right?
Right.
Her other sons used to jump on John all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason why he wanted to get away from her. But my mom said she didn't want no kind of involvement in it, so she left that part alone.
Yeah, your mom
And
was
then
right.
years later in 2017, that's when we finds out that this resident Cummings guy and the I forgot her name, her last name Cummings too. Brenda. That's her name, Brenda Cummings. We found out that Brenda Cummings is Resident Cummings' mom. And that's how we put all that together. So it's like
It's just
all of them was entwined together.
yeah,
All of them stayed by each other. So Brenda Cummings and them used to stay on 3rd Street down here. And I think that's how all of them knew each other. So basically, they could have, you know, they could have helped him do something to them. You know what I'm saying? Because what
exactly,
reason why you wouldn't want to help find your daughter?
exactly, exactly. I mean, you want to say something?
Or he owed somebody money.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that too.
Yep. And that's what we were gonna get to, because once you brought up this big cheese, little cheese thing,
Yeah, that's what my mind went.
right? I'm thinking, okay, he owed some money,
Yeah, because they was these big time drug dealers down here.
right?
You know, I was a little girl. I remember hearing their names going around in the neighborhoods and stuff, but I never met none of them before. I just used to hear their names because a lot of females, you know, they always talking or whatever.
Right.
Then when they brought this up in the documentary, and I was like, I remember hearing those names, but I never met them before. But I just know they was book drug dealers. So after the documentary aired, you know, a lot of people start contacting you after they done heard stuff, and it's a lot of girls was saying how they used to be afraid of these big cheese, little cheese, and the Resident Cummings guy.
Mm-hmm.
They used to be afraid of him, and they said that the Uda boy, I don't know his name, real name. I just know they called him Uda boy. And they said that he used to be a hitman for Big Cheese and Little Cheese now, and that they think my sister and their body could be buried in Burke County somewhere.
This is crazy. It's real crazy. The bad part about it is that these is two little girls at the time, and all these people, they have to, somebody knew something, and they didn't come up with any
Yeah, they got
information
to.
whatsoever. And their father, and so I would imagine that John Millbrook is not your father, though, right?
No.
Okay, I'll put that together, because I know you probably would have been, you'd have been looking to put hands on him or something. But going
I
back
used
to
to go up there before he even when he ended up in the nursing home. Okay, let me go back.
all right,
So we end up going when he went to once the lady Brenda Cummings got arrested. We seen it on the news. I said, hey, this is a good chance that we can go talk to him. Maybe the police can talk to him because he can't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? You in the hospital.
mm-hmm.
So me, my mom, and one of the podcasters goes up there to talk to him, right? And we start asking him questions about the twins. And we asked him, did he know where they was at? And he was like, yeah, I think they did. But he started talking about something else
Uh-huh.
afterwards. And I was like, no. I said, didn't he just say they was dead? And they was like, yeah, that's what he said. So the podcaster asked him, where would their bodies be buried at? Would they be buried in the city? Would they be buried in the country? And he was like, I don't know where they at. And we was like, no, you know, kept trying to talk to him, but he started talking off the wall, like he was out of his mind at
Yeah,
the time, you
trying to
know.
play like he was
Like he
crazy.
couldn't remember what he just had said. So
Right.
basically they had diagnosed him with dementia.
That man right
So
there.
they saying they couldn't go about what he just had said because technically we weren't supposed to be recording him or nothing.
You're not supposed to be recording them.
Yeah,
You can
because
record anybody you want.
Yeah, the doctors was like, we couldn't do that. Y'all can't come in here. Y'all can't record him because we was trying to see what he knew. Because the police, after all those years, the police never talked to him.
Right.
That was our first time talking to him. This was like maybe he died in 21, so this had to be like about 2020,
Wow.
something like that.
Right.
So it was recently. It wasn't back then when we got to talk to him. This was recently after they did before they did the documentary. So it had to be like 2018 when
Right.
we talked to him, somewhere up in there. It was because my older sister passed away on the twins' birthday in 2018. Yeah.
So let me ask you again. So now I want to go back to this detective Ship guy, right? Like, was anything ever done with this man? Because this man did
No.
a poor job. He was lying the whole time. Why was he? Nobody questioned this man and said, "Why were you doing such a shabby job in the whole department?" Nobody questioned anybody.
Nobody. And when I ended up getting a sit down with the sheriff Roundtree at the time, he said that he couldn't investigate him. And I told him I'm trying to figure out why, because it's strange, because let me tell you what happened. He ended up giving, before he left the police, okay, you closed my sister and them case out in 1991, right? Okay, in 1993, you end up calling the National Mission to Exploit Children and told them to take my sister and them completely out of the database, that they shouldn't have never been in there in the first place because they
Right.
was unruly runaways.
Okay. Hold on. Yeah. And what was the name of that? That it was the name of that organization again? Because they deal with missing children. And so this
The
detective,
National Mission to Exploit Children.
right?
Yep.
And this
He
detective
called them
took time
and
to call them
yeah.
and tell them that no, these were some unruly children and they ran away. They shouldn't be on the list. Like things like this make you feel like the detective has something to do with it. You know,
Yep,
like
and he told them
what the
that
hell
they
is that
had
about? This is crazy.
Yeah,
Go
little,
ahead.
I don't know, he
big
told them
little
that they
cheese
had
had him
put
on the
out.
payroll, bro.
Yeah, it's that deep. It's that deep, Miss Shante. Like our brother was saying here, maybe Little Cheese and Big Cheese had him on the damn payroll. Like things like this, you can't help but to think, because it's so much weird
Yeah,
type of behavior going on. You have to think that way, you
Yeah.
know.
yeah.
But go ahead, sis. I'm sorry.
So I forgot what was it. What was that?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you were saying that. Shoot, I forgot. I got upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing make me sick.
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
it's just mind blowing, because he ended up telling, okay, after he got with the police department and gave them the information saying that the National Missing and Explored Children, and said my sister and them had been located. They took my sister and them completely out of the database. So for 23 years, my sister and them was out there, just out there completely. And nobody knew where they were at. Nobody knew that they were missing, but a select few people. They end up, let me see, what's it that year? The church people ended up that same year in 93, and they told my mom to go back down there to the police station and try to get somebody to help her, right? Because two girls just don't go missing. You know, people
right.
just don't go missing and nobody never see them again. So now my older sister, she used to get in trouble all the time. So when Jim Ship got ready to leave the police department, I don't know what you call them. He was teaching the academy. I guess he would be
Yeah, some kind
it
of like
would
a
be
sergeant or some type of instructor.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So he left the department because they had him as the person that was doing for the missing. So when he went to the other department, he was helping like recruit teach the police officers whatever they need to know, whatever. I'm assuming, I don't know what you call it.
Right.
Anyway, after he did all that right there, he gave my sister them case file to a probation officer. The probation officer's name was Mr. Westbrook. He was juvenile probation officer. Okay. The same probation officer already knew my mom because my older sister, she used to get in trouble for running away. She used to run away, try to go with her boyfriend or whatever.
Who, your older sister?
Yeah.
Okay.
So at the time when my sister and them ended up missing, this probation officer told my mom that he was gonna help her, mind you, because the case already closed now. My mom's still trying to, because she never found out what her kids was at, so she's still trying to locate them.
Right.
So when she talking to this probation officer about it, he said he was gonna try to help her. Okay, well, Jim Ship took it among himself and told us that Mr. Westbrook was in contact with my sister and them, and he already he already know where they were, and that they told him that they was trying to get the text.
Wait. Wait a minute. So now he went as far as to say that your sisters were in contact with him, and they were trying to
was
get
in contact with the probation officer.
Oh, with the probation officer, and that they were trying to get to Texas.
And they was trying to get to Texas.
But that was a lie, obviously.
It was a lie because who in Texas? Now, mind you, it's no social media back then.
Right.
You barely had computers.
Right. You're right about that.
They can, do anything with it. So I'm like, as I'm 12 at the time, so I know my sister and them missing, but the older I got, it just didn't sound right to me. Like, why would they be trying to get to Texas? Who in Texas? We weren't from there.
Right.
None of their family members was from Texas, so why would they be trying to get to Texas? Who were they in contact with in Texas, and how would they get in contact with somebody in Texas?
Right, and that's a good point you bring up about the computers, because we gonna educate the audience right now, because the internet ain't really start popping and getting like until 95, somewhere around in there. So they had no way of communicating with the outside world, so to speak, and find, getting these ideas of running off and going to, you know what I mean? Like, that's not a real thing.
Now, remind you, this probation officer, he done passed away. Mm-hmm. So how do we know if that information was true or not? Because we can't talk to him. He already dead.
That's right. You can't even corroborate. But you
bringing this up years later, saying that he was in contact with him.
Nah, that's
how we know this man was in contact with them? He couldn't have been in contact with them, because why would he tell my mama he was gonna help her look for them?
Exactly.
Try to do what he can. He was the only one that told her that he would help her. Everybody else turned their back, and they was like, wasn't nothing they can do because they said they hadn't been found. Jim Ship is the reason why I think we're here where we're at today, because
100%.
He dropped the ball on it. He didn't do anything. He didn't do no kind of investigation.
Well, he didn't drop the ball. Miss Shanta, he didn't drop the ball. He did his job, because he's a devil. You know what I mean? He is a racist cop. That's what he is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, he's a racist cop.
He also said that he don't even know why they even put him on the missing people.
Exactly.
Exactly. He said that because they ain't gonna do nothing, but he find them. They gonna go back out there. He found them. He gonna go back out there. They just were unruly runaways. He said my mama had an IQ of a 0. He was just That man. That man is just especially y'all was, and listen, we can't forget about this too. We got to bring this up. We talking about 1990, 1991 in the South, in Georgia, in Augusta. See, people thinking like how it is now. Everybody think everybody just getting along. Listen, the South is still rough now, right? It's still racist, right? So back then it was horrible. People thinking like it's 1990, like, oh, that's not 1950. No, it was almost. Listen, it wasn't 1950, but it was bad. It was bad. And them people were straight up telling you in your face, like, you a nigga. You know what I mean? And so they had no regards for these little girls. None whatsoever. You know? And at the
none
time,
whatsoever.
the sheriff he was a white guy. His name was Ronnie Scribb. So he, you know, Richard Roundtree was up under his wing.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he left, with Ronnie Scribb left, Roundtree became the sheriff.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
And I thought, maybe when I saw him on TV, I thought I was gonna be able to talk to him and he
Yeah.
was gonna help us,
Because
And
Roundtree's
basically,
he's a brother.
yeah.
Yep.
And we still back at square one because he basically didn't want nothing else to do with the case either. He just,
'Cause-
I don't know if it's because the case so old or what, but he really didn't want to have nothing to do with it. He basically
Well, Miss
just,
Shante, what we found out was, and they said it, is that the case file was totally missing.
yeah,
Like
they said that too. They said they had got messed up in a flood.
In a flood. How the flood? Hey, this is a new thing in the earth. These people just making up all kind of
Yeah,
stories.
so the police department down here, they done tore it down now, but
Right.
it did used to flood in there. But even if if it didn't flood, whatever paperwork they had a little of that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you didn't do an investigation, so what paperwork did y'all have? And
Yeah.
then miraculously, all of a sudden, when they opened the case back up, y'all got paperwork and y'all got little bits and pieces of some people names on some kind of paper that they had down there. And they asked me did I know a couple of the people or whatever? But they said they had nothing for years. They didn't have nothing. But all
Right.
of a sudden then y'all got that paper,
Right.
you know.
That was something they just scribbled up real quick and put together to make it look like they actually did something, but they wasn't
Yeah.
doing the damn thing.
I can't understand it. I really cannot.
Yeah, this is basically people who believe that, you know what I'm saying, we're they slaves, so they really have no regard for us as people, as a people, I just want to ask a question as well, right? When the girls had went to the store, I think they call it pump and shop, right? So that's like a gas station with a store there, and they were saying there was reports that there was a man, Joseph Patrick Washington. I don't know if you remember his name.
Yeah.
Right.
That
That he
serial
was.
killer that was going around.
You said it was a fairy tale?
It was a serial killer.
Oh, a serial
that was
killer.
going
Right,
around.
right. Absolutely. And he was He had abducted a couple of women from that same place with a gun. Did they look into that at all to see maybe if he had anything to do with it or no?
No. They said that my sister and them didn't fit the description of the women that he would kidnap.
Yeah, but you can't just go on that.
But this the thing. He was kidnapping women, all women that had short hair. And he said the reason why he was doing what he was doing to the women is because they remind him of the female that gave him AIDS.
Wow.
Now, I seen part of his case file, and they said my sister and them had short hair, both of them.
Right.
They just had, at the time, they had Jerry curls. Jerry curls was a thing back then. So my sister, both of them.
I remember that. The Soul Glow.
Yeah. Both of them had Jerry curls. And my sister and them didn't look 15. They were 15, but they didn't look. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So how can they say that they didn't fit the description? You get what I'm saying?
Right. They actually did fit the description. You know what I'm saying? Because they looked, again, we didn't see them like that, but they, like you're saying, they didn't look like 15. They looked older.
Yeah, they didn't look 15-year-old. They looked like they were older girls. You know what I'm saying? But either way it go, I still think they could have looked into it, whatever information that they had left. Because I feel if they had got DNA from us back then, whatever they had whenever they had caught up with him,
Right.
and they was doing the DNA work on the women that he had sexually assaulted. Some he murdered.
Right.
If they had his DNA, they could have connected it to my sister and them DNA or whatever the case may be. But they didn't do that because they didn't get DNA from my family until 2013.
Wow. That's
I think Joseph Patrick Washington had been doing this since 19, I want to say 1988 or something like that.
right. And DNA and to be honest with you, DNA
And they
didn't
said
start
he
to
came
really.
to Augusta in 1991, I believe, or between 90 and 91.
Right. And what happened between 90 and 91?
They said Joseph Patrick Washington was in this area.
Oh, right. Oh, that's what. Wow. So he was in the
So,
area the same time as your sisters got missing.
yeah, around in that same time frame.
Right.
But then again, he wasn't the only one. They said it was another guy. I don't know his name, but they called him the Taco Bell Killer.
Taco Bell killer.
Yeah, and he was doing it. He was killing women in South Carolina. And Joseph Patrick Washington, they said he had some kind of connections to some of the women that was murdered in South Carolina as well.
Right.
No,
Because y'all are
because
kind of close to South Carolina.
right,
Right. Yep.
yeah, just
Wow.
over the bridge.
That's right.
So it's like my sister and them, when they went missing, the we had no idea about no serial killer or nothing like that. We just found all that out, like I said, in 2017. So basically, for 20 something years, we ain't know nothing about none of this stuff. And even after they had opened the case back up in 2013, we still knew nothing. We didn't start finding out information about all this stuff about serial killers and the Brickyard Pond, and we didn't find out none of that until like 2017 and on up to this day.
That's crazy. And you know what I was going to say, Shanta, is that even with DNA didn't really start getting perfected until like the mid 90s. You know what I
Right.
mean? They had it before, but it wasn't even perfected until like the mid 90s. Because remember, even with O.J. Simpson and all of that, people still didn't fully understand the DNA thing. You know what I mean? So around, so it would have been good, obviously, if y'all would have had given y'all DNA, even if sometime in the future would have popped up, at least you would have known, hey, it's this guy. And what happened
Right.
to him anyway? Is he still alive?
But no, he passed away too. He passed away in 1999
Wow.
in prison.
Wow.
But
So,
okay, we have a new sheriff now.
mhm.
And I asked the new sheriff what's the chance that they still have any of his DNA around, any of like what you call it, like the evidence that
Right.
they
Right.
had from the other
From the other
people
victims.
that he hurt,
Right.
his other victims. What's the chance that they can do a DNA analysis towards with my mom's them DNA to that DNA to see if they could find anything, and said he would look into that. We couldn't get Rick around to look into nothing, you know.
All right.
I
So,
didn't even try to help do the DNA, the reward, no none of that.
man. So the case is still open. So where we at right now is that you're looking to see if the sheriff is going to do anything to try to continue at least looking into it, something. And so you haven't gotten a real answer on that as of yet.
He said he gonna try to do what he can. He just became the sheriff, so we gonna give him a chance. New eyes.
Right.
Maybe he can do what he can. I mean, I ain't giving up. I never give up on him.
Right.
I feel they out there somewhere,
Right.
even if they're not alive.
That's right.
At least we'll know, because I know somebody out there knows something.
Oh yeah, somebody knows something.
Got to.
Somebody knows something. Whatever happened to them to the big cheese, little cheese guys? They dead too?
One of them he just passed away. I think it was like last year, and then the other one he's still in prison.
Ain't nobody pressed them? Nobody went and talked to them? Nothing?
I don't think so.
Mm.
Cause like I said, it's four of them went to prison with my sister and them dad now. Ernest Vaughn and Reginald Cummings, just two of them. It's two other guys, but I don't remember their names. But they never responded back to any of the letters that Brooke and Laura, the Fall Line podcast, sent to them. They never responded. Those was the only two that responded. And Reginald Cummings, he declined to even talk to anybody. He said he wasn't talking to nobody without a lawyer.
Well, you know how that go. I mean, he
Yeah,
got some information.
so-
He got
You
some
deny
information.
stuff like that when you got information,
Right.
and it's crazy.
Right. That's what I said. Then the crazy part about it is when I asked them, because they end up calling my mom and telling my mom that they weren't gonna do no investigation. So, she thinking that we getting somewhere because they said they was gonna investigate it, but then they called and told her that they weren't gonna investigate what Ernest Vaughn said. So I called them and asked them why. They said that because, like I told you, they didn't find his story credible. But I was like, but he just said details, it's the stuff that he was saying, how he was saying it. We don't know if it really true or not. Y'all ain't gonna look into it. And they was like, they believe it, but when they said, when he said it's supposed to been happen, they know for a fact it didn't happen because Big Cheese was in a wheelchair at the time that he's saying it happened.
Mm.
So they're saying the reason why, how they know, because Big Cheese got in a shootout with the police, and the police shot him, and he ended up in a wheelchair. And they're saying that it happened around the same time, so they know for a fact that what Ernest Vaughn was saying, he made it up.
Okay.
But then again, he didn't make it up because it was two other girls that it happened to, and it was not the twin.
Right. That's true. That's right. Because you had some other victims of those guys that done
So
things
I'm
to
like
them. So
the two other girls,
strange.
but this the thing. Ain't no two other girls missing down here
Right.
in 1990. Them was the only two, so what other two girls are they talking about? That's what I'm trying to figure out. And he said they couldn't give me that information because they still doing their investigation on it.
Wow. Man,
I just don't believe it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
this is-
know, even if so, they could have he could have at least kind of try to form some kind of group and sent them out there, at least in part of the area.
yeah.
They said Lovers Lane. Lovers Lane is a known area in Augusta, Georgia, where people was killing people, and Joseph Patrick Washington was one of them. He told some of the women bodies out there, So
Right.
who knows what was out there?
Right.
And now they done built it's a junkyard in the area where they saying where all that took place is a junkyard over there in that area, like towards Underwood, the old Underwood home. It's on Sabine Ferry Road. Then you got Molly Pond Road. It's just a whole bunch of trees and water.
Right. So
But
it would be very hard to locate them
yeah,
without a specific location being given.
basically that's what they were saying.
Right.
But you got these organizations that they do that type of work. They go out and
Right. I was
do
going to
that
ask
type
about
of
that.
stuff, but they ain't even try to reach out and contact them. We have. I done contact a couple of them, talk to them, but
And what about
like I said, they can't really do too much because of the police department. They won't get them involved. They ain't
Really?
gonna do too much in that.
so if the police department is not involved, they don't want to be too much involved? Is that what they're saying?
So basically, I'm assuming that's how it go because nobody ain't really never do nothing.
What about any private investigators? Did the family look into that? I know that's costly, But
that's the thing. We
yeah,
didn't have money for that, so we never got one. The one that we did have, he came in and trying to take care of a 30-year-old case. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So he can only do so much,
That's right.
and he have no jurisdiction down here. So he only going by what we say. He don't know what the police department got because they
Exactly.
don't want to have no involvement
Right. They're
with
not
him.
sharing anything
You
with
know what
them.
I'm saying?
Yeah, they basically don't have anything either because they ain't do their damn job.
Yeah.
You know? You got something, bro? Yeah. So so you got
Check. Hey, how you doing, sis? I had a question for you. In terms of the community, what was their reaction to it when it took place? Because, things like this just don't happen, right? In the hood, if somebody dies, then everybody's aware of it typically. They know what happened. There's like a story that's going around. So was there like a common story? Was there a reaction in the neighborhood? And kind of how long did that last? And then when did that die out? Because that's normally the first place the cops will go.
right.
It wasn't even like that. That's the thing. It wasn't.
And you know what?
Yeah.
And let me add this. I'm sorry to cut you off, Ms. Shante,
It's
but
like-
just to add, because this is a real key component of the whole thing. Because that was a good question that he asked. Is that why in the neighborhood they would be like, "Hey, what's going on? I heard this, I heard that." But the thing is, nobody hardly knew about it because 2 weeks later they had the
So
PGA
you gotta
tour.
think about it.
They had the
Some of
Masters, the
people-
golf
some of the-
tournament.
some of the kids at the school knew. But if
Right.
you ain't been put on the news but one time, once,
Right.
my sister them was only put on the news one time, and that was the first week of that was missing. The first week, that
Right.
week that they took their information, and I told you they got the information wrong. That's the week that they put them on the news. They never was aired on the news again. No, that's why I say it wasn't nothing like how you see it now, where you got
Right.
people out there with protesting and giving out flyers and stuff like that. They sent my mama flyers later on that year from the National Mission to Explored Children. She put the flyers out down here. Not them, not the police department. It was us that did.
Right.
So it's like you got a select few people that knew, like I said, but it wasn't like it was a big community thing where you see it today, like it be on Facebook or other social media platforms or something like that. It wasn't like that. So
Right.
basically, for 23 years, my sister and them was just out there. Nobody did nothing.
Right. And I
So
just,
I felt like I'll go around, like when I became, I was a mother early, basically, and I had to take care of my responsibilities. So every job that I be on, I always talk about my sister.
Mhm.
So that's how I was getting it out there. And people was like, I ain't never heard about that. Are they still missing, stuff like that. And that's how it was getting around then. And then I keep calling down to the police station trying to get them to open the case back up for years. Years and years. I keep calling. But it was never a community effort. Nobody in the community never did nothing. I mean, like for real, it was nothing. Nobody
Right.
but the people from the church, and they felt, that they could, do what they can, but it wasn't a
Yeah.
big thing.
Right.
They
right.
put the flyers out, but it wasn't no big thing like that you will see today.
You know what? And not even like what you would see today, what you would see amongst other nations, right? So it seems like that kind of coverage and publicity, it belongs to the other nations. Like we all know the name John Benet Ramsey, right? A little white girl that got kidnapped or missing.
Right around that same time.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And those.
That's the crazy part. I ain't
Yeah.
even cut you off. And when you said that, it made me think about when my sister and them went missing. like some months later, one of my classmates, he went missing. He was a white guy. His name was Bubba.
Hmm.
He went missing that same year. They kept putting him on the news, kept
Right.
showing him, kept showing him.
You know.
You had people in the neighborhoods and stuff. I helped searching for him. They ended up finding him. He had drowned in the river down here, the Savannah River. He ended up drowning down there, and they ended up finding his body. But they didn't stop advertising, you know, his missing picture up there on the news. They never stopped. But my sister and them, they only
Immediately.
put them on there one time.
Right. We all like this particular situation. Nobody could say, well, unless you went exactly through this, could say, well, I feel how you feel on this. Things we relate to as a people, like on the news. Let's say, for instance, and this happened in my family. Let's say one of my cousins were shot and killed, and on the news, I will look that night. You know what I'm saying? See if they're going to mention anything about it. And they got all these things going on. The basketball game, the Kings was playing this way, and then the whole newscast, maybe an hour of news, and then for 5 hot seconds, there was a 22-year-old man gunned down in the South area, boom, boom, and then immediately after that, well, what about the Easter party? You know, and they immediately move on, and they never really, because that's what is incite the community to be involved. If there is any sort of community. If that was on the news, say in Augusta, boom, boom, this is going on, people are going to come outside and say, hey, you need help with anything? Where was it? You know, get involved. Like this first time,
Yeah.
I'm hearing it way out here in California. I want to help. Just hearing this story because it feel like nobody's trying to help, you know, and the more it get publicized, the more people get involved. So it's like, it's something we go through as a people, man. It sucks.
Yeah, it seemed like, you know, listening to the story and listening to the sister talk that everybody was moving out of fear. How was the fear level with these guys that was involved? Did everybody fear these dudes?
From what I was told, yeah, some of them, where the females that was sending me messages and stuff, they basically people was scared of these guys.
Yeah, because that's what it sounds like. It's no, especially in our communities, there's no way nobody's seen anything.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and we move in the under the act of not saying anything and moving out of fear because of the big guys on the block. They'll get you.
Right.
And that's what it seemed like as I'm listening to the story with you. Like somebody seen something, but don't nobody want to say nothing out of fear.
The other guy, the Uda boy guy, I forgot what, I think his name was Calvin or something like that. I really think, you know, he died like maybe 5 years or so ago or whatever. You would think somebody would been and said something by then. Nobody still ain't saying nothing. They had a $50,000 reward. Nobody still ain't saying nothing.
With a reward, nobody saying nothing?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Something is wrong. I think it's something in that police department.
No,
With
100%.
this investigator. I swear.
100%.
I've been saying it for years because why would you try to stop anybody from going out here looking for two girls? I'm
Right.
talking about, you basically said they hadn't been found. They ran away from home. They was unruly. Mind you, my sister and them never ran away from my sister, the twins. Now my older sister is totally different from these girls. These girls are homebody girls. They never went nowhere. I can picture my sister Jeanette right now. Only thing they do is come home from school, put the books down, she in front of the TV. I never forget my mama always used to get on her about sitting in front of the TV all the time, saying, you gonna mess your eyes up, girl, if you don't get off that TV like that.
Yeah, that was it. I know that's true. That was the old school thoughts. Hey, don't be sitting in front of that TV. You gonna mess the eyes up.
She'll sit right there and this up. Right there. This how she do.
Right.
I know, you know what I'm saying? I live with these girls.
Right.
People say you can't never say what people would do, but I'm telling you, at that time, those girls was not no unruly.
Right.
They didn't get in trouble. I think Janet, maybe got in a fight 2 times, and one of them was because she was trying to protect Jenny.
Right.
The girl tried to fight at the bus stop, but the principal of the school it was his granddaughter that got into it with my sister because she was nitpicking with Jeanette. So,
well, you know, it's down there. It seemed like a real small town. Everybody kind of know somebody do something, you know. And
you know what I'm saying, and then they saying the principal of Lucy Lane said that he seen them one day standing on the corner, Lane walking in 12th Street. He called their name and they took off running.
Negative.
And you got people saying that they ran away from home because one of them was pregnant. You know what I'm saying? My oldest sister had a baby at 16, and my mama was there for her and for that baby. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I know for a fact, if one of them was pregnant, my mama would never turn her back on them. So that had nothing to do with it.
Right.
I think people was just saying stuff just to say it at the time. But you didn't go, you talk to these people at the school, but you never talk to the people that you should have been talking to.
Right. Right. Well, listen, we want to show you something. Load up number 16, y'all. I just want to show this to Miss Shanta. All right. All right, we're just gonna show you something real quick because so this is our initiative with Israel United in Christ, right? With our church, we call this Mission for Missing Persons. All right. And so what we're gonna be doing is what we have going on right now is we hand out flyers of missing children, missing people. Not that we have to know them. We just find out who's missing, and we have a whole initiative across the whole country and also across the pond, right? So in the UK and in other places, right? And so we have it set up in Atlanta, right? Y'all can drop that. Y'all can drop that, right? So in Atlanta, we have a camera crew out there. And so they once they found out you were coming on the show, they wanted to know if they can come, I guess, and see you and continue to push this, just keep trying to push the message because they're not too far from you. We also have one of our churches in Augusta as well. And so they wanted to get together with you and do a whole thing and just keep pushing this because somebody knows something. Them girls are somewhere, even if, like you said, even if they're not alive, those bodies are somewhere. Somebody knows something, and the more we push this thing, the more we could, put pressure on people at least, get more conversations going. Maybe somebody can speak to somebody. Yeah. Maybe somebody's going to break down finally and say, all right, they're here. Or I know this story for sure or something, so that's how we would like to continue to help you on your quest, you and your family, if possible, if you're still up to it,
I'm always up to anything when it comes to them. Because I've really been trying to do this for my mom.
Yeah. Yep. I know it's rough on the whole family. So yeah. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna get in contact with you. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Ms. Shanta.
Yeah, I was just saying it is. It's very hard. It's been hard. It's gonna be 35 years next month.
That's right.
My sister and them be gone. My mom was 35 years old at the time when they went missing. And she's 70 years old now, and she still don't know what happened to her daughters.
Yeah. That's rough. And I seen your mom. She's a strong woman. I saw in a couple interviews she was really holding it together. But you can see the pain is there. So Ms. Shanta, we want to thank you for being gracious with your time. We don't want to hold you all night because we would. That's the type of guy we would hell you all night. We've been talking to you, But
I got stories on top of stories with this. My sister, they got a body over here in Aiken County right now. I swear to God, it looks just like her, but they keep saying it's not her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Then they had this body since 1996. I've been trying to get them to do a DNA. They say they did it, but I don't know.
Right.
Even if they did, I still say she looked like her.
Right.
But they saying they did DNA and it wasn't a match. But if you see what I'm talking about, you'll be like,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's hard for you to believe anything they saying now because
Yeah, that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. I don't know. That's what I was telling the podcasters. I said I just can't believe it because I'm talking. They got the same smile. You know, it's up to recognition. You what you call them? They did them. I knew.
Oh, facial recognition.
Yeah,
Right.
and the one of my sister Janet and that Jane Doe that they had the picture they had to do the reconstruction of the face. Their face looked just the same, the teeth, everything. But they saying it wasn't her, so we had to leave that one alone. But they got other ones over there, you know. I don't know if they ever did that, but they say they got my sister them where the DNA, our DNA in the database now. So if anything comes up, they'll be able to you
Right.
know, match it or whatever. I don't know.
Right. Lord's will. Lord's will. We just gonna keep pushing with you, sis, you know. Cause we set out a couple of years ago to get involved in this, and now, you know, we turning it up a notch to really try to ride with the families, you know, as much as we can, you know. So
Yeah, I
we
wish somebody would have did this years ago, but
Yeah.
you know, never too late.
Right. Right. Never too late, you know. So we definitely gonna get back in contact with you like tomorrow or so and get the information and send you their information as well and connect y'all and we're gonna keep this pushing. All right.
All right, I sure thank y'all.
All right, thank you, Miss Shanta. Appreciate you.
Thank you for coming on the show, sis.
Thank you, sis.
We
All right,
appreciate
be
you.
safe. Thank you.
Yeah,
Man, I'm
that
over
was
here
terrible,
angry,
man.
bro.
yeah, this
that's
type
why
of
I'm
stuff
at.
just gets you pissed off, man, because you had some racist demons just sitting around, and you know I ain't want to go crazy with you know what I'm saying, because the families go through a lot. We start going crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That start heaping on a whole bunch of other emotions and
Bruh,
everything.
I'm
But
over here
these some
angry.
demons.
I'm angry, bro.
Yeah.
I could barely even say anything. I was super mad.
Let's get let me get first Corinthians 12
Yeah,
real quick.
bring
Let
it
me show
out.
y'all
Bring it
something.
out.
Why I'm mad, why we all mad up here also. Right? I'm on 1 Corinthians 12 or 2 Corinthians 12. Let me find it real
Look,
quick.
as a parent, this is why y'all got to keep close eye over your children.
Yeah.
Because when stuff like this happens, because we as parents, we get too loose with our children.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Scripture speak about that. Give me while he looking for that, give me Sirach 42:9. I think that's what I want.
Yeah, that's it.
Give me that.
1 2. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 42 and verse 9.
Come on.
The father waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth.
You see that as fathers, you're supposed to have a careful eye over your children. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
not like John Millbrook.
Yeah, John Millbrook. Man,
This man ain't had no eye.
I wish
on
I
at
could
all.
raise him from the dead so I could slap him.
Yeah.
Like, you leave him where they at. Are you serious, bro?
But this is the thing when I'm saying when we talking about community, right? As soon as people heard that, let's say we all in the community, we hear the father say that, we all supposed to go to his house and we got to get it all figured out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's a nice
we
way
wanna-
of saying it,
Yeah,
Cap.
yeah,
That's a nice way of saying it. Because that's what my question was. Is like, what happened after he said that?
right.
Who was his man's?
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Because coming up, no, that's real. Because coming up, you can't make a statement like that and just move on like nothing happened.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, we got the. Yo, what happened with your
Explain.
daughters again? You said let them stay. Hey,
Hey,
nobody gonna be seeing John no more. He not gonna be in no
Right.
nursing home. None of that.
Yeah.
bro, for
All
real.
right, and let's just say we're not promoting that, brothers and sisters. I know y'all go, oh, what y'all talking about? No, we're not promoting. We just saying at that time, right?
Yeah.
That's
At
community
that
talk.
time,
Yeah.
right? That was called community watch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah.
You can't make statements like that, man.
No, you
You're supposed
can't.
to have he had the exact opposite of what this say. He didn't have a
Exactly.
careful watch over nothing, bro.
No.
That's what made me think everybody was moving out of fear.
Yeah,
That's
not
what made
real.
me think that he probably owed some money or something. And
No,
like
that's
it's a whole
100%.
bunch of scenarios that can come from that, man.
Yeah, but go ahead, finish that up.
Finish it up, man.
The father waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth, and the care for her taketh away sleep.
The care for your children, especially your daughters, is supposed to take away sleep. You're supposed to always. What's that I just heard? Did the window just open?
Yeah, that's right.
Is she in the bed?
That's right.
These are the type of attributes that you got to have as parents, fathers and mothers. Go ahead.
When she is young, lest she pass away the flower of her age.
You see that? You're supposed to be doing that all the way while she young. Why? Because she going to end up abusing herself or getting abused. Come on.
And being married, lest she should be hated.
And look, that's what happens. They will be hated. Somebody laying down with them, making them single mothers, or even killing them. Come on.
In her virginity, lest she should be defiled and gotten with child in her father's house.
Man, this type of stuff happens when you don't look over and watch your children with a close eye.
Right.
You give them liberty to do whatever they want to do. Man, my kids ain't walking to no store.
No.
It's not happening, bro.
No.
You know, y'all remember back in the day, though, how we was coming up? We used to be way on the other side of town. We'd be riding bikes.
Yeah,
You know
miles
what I'm
away.
saying? I had a bus
Right.
pass when I was like 12. We'd be at the
100%.
mall. But nowadays, I don't know, things getting worse and worse to where you can't do that no more with your children.
No, you can't.
You got to have eyes on, you know?
Right.
Latchkey kids.
Right. But that's the whole thing. Even back then in 1990, that's why you can't really get too upset, because that's something that we used to do. At 15, you walk around the blocks. That ain't no big deal. They should have been able to come right home.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah.
Let me get 1 Corinthians 12 and 25.
Bring it
Because
up.
we talking about community, which we lack. We lack in community. So this is how we're supposed to move. Watch this.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 12 and verse 25. That there should be no schism in the body.
It shouldn't be no division amongst us, but there is. You got in the South, you got vice lords, gangster disciples, black on black crime. So community is already destroyed. Read.
But that the members should have the same care one for another.
Guess what? We supposed to have the same care one for another. So it'll explain. Read on.
And whether one member suffer, all the members suffer with it.
That's how it should be. When something happened to you, we should all treat it like it happened to us. That's why we mad up here. The sister way over there in Georgia, but we feel like it happened to us because we got children here. You know, it's like, well, where was the dad at? Because I'm thinking what I would be doing as a dad. And what I heard was like, it sound fishy. Read on.
All right. And whether one member suffer, all the members suffer with it. Or one member be honored, all the members rejoice with it.
That's all for one and one for all right there. So if we doing good together, we all doing good, right? But when one member suffer, we all suffer. So that's an injustice on all of us. That's how we should feel, you know, and that's what we feeling up here, man.
Hey, so but and off of that, give me Proverbs 28:17. Watch this. Based on what you just said, right? Watch this. Because like we said before, once somebody go missing like that, we hearing that possible violence is supposed to happen. We supposed to be involved in that.
Yeah.
We supposed to be involved right away. Read that.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 17. A man that doth violence to the blood of any person shall flee to the pit.
Right. He's going to flee to the pit. He up out of here, right? The Lord ain't dealing with him, right? Or that can mean that he fleeing to the pit because somebody put him in there, right? Read the rest.
Let no man stay him.
But everybody in that community was staying this man. They had information. They ain't give up. When you got knowledge of this kind of evil, you got to let that go. It said, let no man stay him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to protect. Oh, now don't say nothing because, I heard he's crazy. He be killing people. Yeah, he be killing people. Listen, at some point, as grown men, you can't be having that much fear.
Right.
You can't be having that much fear if a man taking 2 15-year-olds off the street, murdering them, and then the father saying, oh, well, leave them where they at and all that. And no man in the community is going to go check on this man and see what the hell they talking about.
Yeah, that's not right.
That's crazy. That's against God's laws. Y'all got to understand that.
Hey, can I get Isaiah 59 and read verse 4? Let's just look at this, because what Cap is saying is heavy, right? The problem is sin breeds a lot of things that we don't consider, right? So sin bred that environment.
Right.
Right? Read verse 4.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 59 and verse 4. None calleth for justice.
That's the problem, right? You got a whole community of people. 2 little girls died, right? There's other people got daughters in that community.
Right.
Right? Mothers, aunties. None of the men say, yo, we got to go out and look for it because of Big and Little Cheese. Right? Because the 2 men, like, these are kid, those are kid names. Because of 2 grown men that's like boys, nobody said, let's rise up and do something, right? Keep going.
Right.
None called for justice, nor any pleaded for truth.
Nobody want the truth. Everybody telling lies.
That's
Go ahead.
They trust in vanity and speak lies.
Come on.
They conceive mischief.
They brought forth sin after sin after sin. Every time she told a story, it was a lie. Then this led to another lie, and this led to another lie. Meanwhile, it's a bunch of people that know the truth. That's why I asked the question, because when stuff like that happens in the neighborhood, everybody know what happened. There's something called street justice.
What happened, bro.
Right.
It's called street justice, right? Y'all
And it-
Google
and it-
that later.
And it was really happening.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about real talk. Anytime something was going on with a kid, listen, we ain't gonna go too far on here, right?
Right.
All I'm saying is that that's a real thing.
For real.
Yeah.
For real, bro. We'd have had to cut the cheese, and I don't mean passing gas.
Yeah. Nobody
telling
was
you
worried
straight,
about
bruh.
that. Yeah. He might have been wild, and he might have been about his business. But once that would have happened with some kids, we would have. That's a different conversation.
Yeah, that's
You passing the line of what they call a demarcation. You going too far.
Yep.
Right.
And then, as you can see, the sister was telling us everybody that had something to do with it ended up dying.
Exactly.
A majority of them is dead, and the other ones is in jail. You know why? Because they don't look for justice. Give me Leviticus 5:1, man.
That's right.
That's it.
Everybody had to bear that iniquity.
Yeah. Real talk.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 5 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
And if a soul sin,
Because everybody knew what was going on. Everybody knew that sin that happened and how them girls went missing. Come on.
and hear the voice of swearing,
Uh-huh.
and is a witness, whether he has seen,
Whether if
or
you have seen
or know of it,
or if you done heard of it, you got to do what?
if he do not utter it,
If you don't say something, if you don't utter it, this is what Cap was saying. That's against God's law. This is what he was referring to.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
then he shall bear his iniquity.
That's why everybody from the majority of all of the people that was in it is gone, dead, or in jail because they knew about what was going on or they heard about what was going on, and everybody kept quiet.
Yeah, and that demon detective and the rest of them, they probably doing good because they just did their job. You know what I'm saying? Most are going to deal with them later, right? But right now, they just did their job of doing nothing. Hey, brothers, bring up video number 3 because guess what? Past the situation here with the Millbrook sisters, right? You got a lot of our people that's missing all over the place, right? But look what just came out the other day. This is insane, right? Bring up that video. Yeah, go ahead. Hit play.
Murderous truck drivers prowling the nation's highways for victims have become familiar villains, really, in TV shows and movies.
In fact, the percentage of long-haul truckers who become murderers is small. But according to the FBI, there are likely hundreds of homicidal truck drivers on our roads who have never been caught.
Many of them have driven across Nevada and have left a bloody trail behind them. Tonight,
So look what we got here now, right? So imagine a lot of our kids missing, right? Now they come to find out through the FBI now, right? And we're going to pull something else up, right? That there is a bunch of serial killers who are truck drivers. Now, this is not all truck drivers, obviously. We all know a bunch of truck drivers, right? All of us. They going back and forth. Their job is hard as hell, right? But it's looking like a lot of these serial killers, this is the job for them, right? Because they're able to pick up one place, drop off another, right?
They're moving freely.
Exactly.
And dumping bodies in between.
That's right. That's the key. All right, hit play, y'all.
Chief Investigator George Knapp takes a deeper dive into how victims are targeted, and some of this information, it is graphic.
86-year-old Reno resident Patrick Carnes was driving in tandem with a long-haul trucker along I-80 when he vanished forever back in 2011. His car was found in the same out-of-the-way field where 62-year-old Judith Casita's vehicle was found 5 years earlier. She, too, was never seen again. Nevada lawmen came to suspect that a serial killer trucker, possibly two, were picking off victims along I-80.
And this was actually where the vehicle was.
I've seen some gruesome things in 25 years as an FBI agent, really gory crime scenes.
Former FBI Assistant Director Frank Figluzzi says the two missing Nevadans are not typical targets for serial killer truckers. Most of the known victims are younger women, either sex workers or hitchhikers. Figluzzi...
Hit pause. Right, so they saying that those two, they're not generally what they go after. This is the same thing we were just discussing with Miss Shantae, right? Why would the police say, oh, that's not his normal victim, so we don't have to look into that? It ain't got nothing to do with that. These people like killing, right? So they picked up them two, knocked them off, but generally what? You have the what's known as them lot lizards, right? The women who prostitutes in the truck stops. A lot of them go missing, right? But a lot of other type of people go missing too. All right? Hit play again.
Learned about the killers and their most likely victims by digging into a bureau program called the Highway Serial Killings Initiative, established.
Pause. Look at this. The FBI put together something called the Highway Serial Killings New Initiative on an emerging trend. Hey, listen, this is no joke. Yeah. Hey, bring up number 4. Matter of fact, bring up number 5. Bring up number 5. Right? Watch this. We're gonna bring up the actual document. But check this out, y'all. They were saying that there's literally what they believe to be, and we're probably gonna go back to that video, but they believe to be 450 suspected trucking serial killers on the road right now.
That's a lot, bro.
That's super crazy.
Bro,
all right?
Serial killing
right.
with truck driving is trending like the new TikTok dance.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
See, hey, zoom in a little bit so Matthias can see that thing. All right. What are y'all doing? All right, there you go. Scroll down, y'all. Scroll down. Yeah, there you go. Stop. Either move me out the way. All right, go ahead.
All right. Highway serial killing.
Turn his mic up, please. I don't think nobody hearing that.
Highway serial killings new initiative on an emerging trend. In 2004, an analyst from the Oklahoma Bureau of Investigation detected a crime pattern. The bodies of murdered women were being dumped along the interstate.
1 second, Matthias. Hey, can y'all turn up his mic? Y'all deaf? Yo, go ahead, bro.
All right. The bodies of murdered women were being dumped along the Interstate 40 corridor in Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, and Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
The analyst and a police colleague from the Grapevine, Texas Police Department referred to these cases to our Violent Criminal Apprehension Program, or VICAP, where our analysts looked at other records in our database to see if there were similar patterns of highway killings elsewhere. Turns out there were. So we launched an extensive effort to support our state and local patterns with open investigations. Local partners with open investigations into highway murders.
Right. So now this is when the feds got involved, and they started to do what? They started to put together all of this information in the database, right? So now people for any police organization from whatever state and city can tap in and now see, hey, is it possible that this thing? But scroll down, go to the map. There's a map down there that I want y'all to see. Look at this, right? So now, look at that. So if you take a look, right, even down there by Augusta, Georgia, if y'all can find that, right? If you look at Augusta, Georgia, and we know the two sisters didn't get involved in any truck thing, right? I mean, we don't know that, but we could assume that that's not what happened there because of so much different type of conversation. That's not Augusta, Georgia at all. It's on the east. Yeah, there you go, right? So look at where Augusta, Georgia is. Augusta, Georgia, you got a lot of trucking. Okay, y'all gonna zoom in? Do something with y'all life.
Zoom
right?
in a little bit more, brothers.
All right. Pull it over. There you go. All right. Just circle Augusta so they can see where it's at. Right there. Up, actually up. That's no. You want to circle up a little bit. Right. There you go. Right there. See where that is? That's Augusta right there. There you go. Right. So when you look at Augusta, right, Augusta is on the border of South Carolina. And you can see all of those dots. That's where bodies and stuff has been found. Right. So basically these truckers are going through these areas, picking up. Right. And when they pick up these people, they could kill them, do whatever, torture them, rape them, drop them somewhere else, and then keep it pushing. Right. So now by the time they find a body, they're looking in their city and state, but this body came from damn all the way up in Boston somewhere.
Yep, the whole other side of the country.
Right? So this is what's going on. So now this is another thing that we have to look at in regards to missing people, right? That it's not just, oh, somebody in the neighborhood snatched them and probably put them somewhere. No, this is a whole other thing going on, y'all. This is a big problem. And this is why we trying to let everybody know that what? We have to teach our children, right? It starts with that, building families, community. That's why the Lord said when we run this scripture every week. Gather yourselves together. I know people scared. They mad at that scripture now. Gather yourselves together, because if we gather together as a nation or as one, who's going to be able, when that child say they moving over, I'm walking to such and such house. No. We got somebody to walk you over there.
For sure.
Yeah, we ain't doing that. Somebody walking you, somebody's watching, somebody's doing something. So we can remain safe. The people going to know this neighborhood, you come in here acting stupid, you getting jammed up. You know?
Yeah, the predator always going to look for the person that's by themselves.
That's right.
Like when I was young and we was kids, we was always 10, 12 people.
Yes.
Everywhere we went.
That's right. That's right.
Everywhere we went.
That's right.
When we were kids, we was always together.
Yep.
And that's what predators do. They look for the vulnerable. They're just like the animal kingdom, man. Just like the animal world. The lion ain't going after a pack of gazelles. They're going after the one that's by itself.
No, 100%.
And we gotta watch over ourselves, man. This is why we acceptable to every atrocity that happens, because we all want to be alone. We all want to be separate. We all want to be individual people. That's why majority of this stuff happens in our communities and not everybody else's.
That's right.
It's crazy, man.
That's right. Y'all got something?
Yeah, Ezekiel 3:17 talk about us being watchmen. You know, and when you're alone, you got nobody watching out for you.
Right.
I'm supposed to watch out for if you have a daughter, when you're not around, that's my daughter also.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm watching out for it just
That's
like
the
the
point.
father would be. You know?
That's the point.
Straight up, 100%, Officer Judah. Straight up.
That's what's missing. That's what's missing. Let's get Zephaniah 2:1. Let's get it.
Bring it out.
We got to read it.
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Right, we got to gather together. And it say, "Oh, nation not desired," meaning ain't nobody else looking out for y'all. We got to do it ourselves. You know, we the nation not desired by anybody. So guess what? When we get shot and killed, the news coverage is going to be 10 seconds. And then they're going to move on to the next, the parade tomorrow or whatever. Right. You know what I'm saying? They got a clown making balloons. How did that make the news? And he get 2 minutes and 50 seconds, or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And your loved one, not even name come up. Just young man was shot and killed on Franklin Boulevard.
But you know what? And I brought it up during the speaking to Ms. Shanta, but we kind of, she brought something else up, so I didn't go back to it. But land backing off of what you just said, right? The PGA Tour, the golfing championship was in Augusta like 2 weeks after those girls got missing. So what was going on was they were more concerned with trying to get that flowing. They didn't want to bring that bad news around the money time, right? Because when you look at Augusta, it's just like most cities, right? You got the poor side, you got the rich side, right? And so that every year when that PGA Tour comes through there, that's big money coming into that city. So they didn't want that shadow over it at that time, right? Because that's going to take life away from what they're doing. So they just buried it. That's how come when the sister said they was only on the news for one day, in 1 week, and that was it. But that's going into what you're talking about right now. Right. Putting that clown out there, just keeping things, everything's a joke.
Yeah, it ain't funny.
Yeah.
And that Zephaniah 2:1 ain't talking about gathering together to go loot the businesses around.
Right.
That's not what that's talking about,
right.
bro.
Right.
Because that's what we do. We get mad, and when we act mad, just to go do and commit other sin. That's not what we do, bro. That's not what we supposed to be doing, bro.
No, not at all.
We the greatest people on the planet, and always have, always will be. So
That's
if
right.
we keep on acting like these heathens, why?
Right.
Because everything's been snatched away from you. We don't want to gather together. We don't want to learn nothing. All we want to do is smoke weed and get high.
The hell is this?
And let your kids run all over the place.
Right.
We gotta be better than this, man.
Hey,
I mean,
man.
this thing got me hot, bro. I'm really hot right
Hey,
now.
hey, let me tell you something, man. Hey, remember when what's that guy's name? The little rapper dude. Oh man, I got. What was the name of that record? Panda.
Oh,
Yeah,
Future,
yeah.
right? Future.
Designer.
Right. No, it was his name wasn't Future.
It's designer.
No, that's
Designer. Remember, he was rapping, and then at the end of that, at his ball, he would always say, "I hope you killers understand me." Right. that was kind of heavy. I was, I didn't really like it like that, but I said, "Yo, this song is kind of dope," only because he said that. I hope you killers understand me. So we got to speak to the killers. We speak to a lot of people, but we got to speak directly to those who like to kill. Right.
Bring it
and
up.
feel comfortable with that, right? So we're gonna start off with the basics, because this is basic God knowledge. This is basic scripture, basic commandments. Give me Exodus 20 and 13.
Oh yeah.
And then we're gonna get Genesis 9. All right? Because we gotta let y'all know you're not gonna just kill with impunity. That's not how it works.
Right.
When you take it upon yourself to just kill somebody because you got this bloodlust, you gotta pay for that. Maybe you don't care, but it don't matter. We're just letting you know what it is. If y'all out there, y'all love our people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, y'all are Israelites, you better repent from that ASAP. Go ahead, read that.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 13. Thou shalt not kill.
And it means just that. Right. Thou shalt not murder. That's what it's talking about. Do not murder. Right? Give me that thing in Genesis 9. The Lord put it in there early in the scriptures. Right? Because what? Cain killed Abel. Right? So he had to put that in there for you to understand, put that law in there for you to understand. A lot of y'all, and I hate to, we got to get on the Christians again. We can't help it because y'all got the Bible and you refuse to read it. Right? But you can't get away from the law. The law is in effect. If the law wasn't in effect, then you should not be mad when somebody get murdered. You shouldn't care. But the law was in effect before the Levitical priesthood is what we're trying to tell you. That's why the laws are always going to be in effect. Right? So read Genesis 9 and 6.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 9 and verse 6. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood.
Read that from the top.
Excuse me. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of God made he man.
Right. In the image of God is how we made. So when we take it upon ourselves to kill off ourselves, we killing off. Y'all see how heavy this is, right? Right. Y'all see how heavy this is. You killing off a piece of the Lord. You can't do that. The Lord said, no, we're not having that. You have to get touched. A lot of y'all are saying, well, I ain't get killed. And some of y'all is in prison, right? You might get a life sentence. And some of y'all might say, well, that ain't 100% because I ain't really get my blood shed. I ain't died for that, but you ain't getting away. Go back to Exodus 20. You know what I want out of there. The Lord ain't letting nobody get away with that.
You see, almost everybody in that situation got knocked off.
Yeah.
Or in jail for the rest of their life.
Right. And that's just them. But the Lord might have to come back and get you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might have to get you again. You know what I want? I want verse 4 or 5, to the third and fourth generation. That.
Oh, yes, sir. Exodus chapter 20 and verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any. Oh, excuse me, that's not it. Verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I the Lord thy God am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children.
Visiting the sins of the fathers upon the children. Go ahead.
Unto the third and fourth generation Of them that hate me.
Of them that hate me, of them that don't want to keep the commandments, of them that want to kill presumptuously, of them who want to do premeditated murder. The Lord said, I'm going to get you. Not now, but what? Why did he say third and fourth generation? He said the children, but it's not your children because the children don't pay for the father's sin. You're going to pay for your own sin. When you come back, and this is for anybody who don't understand this scripture, you're here, you have a son, he has a son, you die, and then you come back as your great-grandson, all right, and get punished there. That's how it works. Or when this Lord decides to bring you back, you're going to get yours. So you're not getting away. And then somebody might say, damn, that was a nice guy. Why did he get killed? Well, you don't know what happened before. He murdered like 5 people in his last life. You don't know what the hell was going on. Yep. All right? These are the things that we have to consider. All right? Don't put yourself in that situation to make the Lord want to move on you. It's real serious. Go ahead, y'all.
Saying something is very important. Go to Ezekiel 3. If you know something, just to go back to what I was bringing out earlier about knowing something and not saying nothing, that's a big thing, man, and that could really get you hurt. Give me that in Ezekiel 3 and verse 18.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 18.
Yeah.
When I say unto the wicked,
17, start there.
Verse 17, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
You see that? We made all of us watchmen unto each other. Come on.
Therefore, hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me.
Come on.
When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die.
Come on.
And thou givest him not warning,
Uh-huh.
nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way.
Come on.
To save his life. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity.
He gonna go. He gonna get what's coming to him. But watch what's gonna happen to the ones that don't say nothing and don't look to warn nobody else about the dangers that's coming or that's about to happen right there in the neighborhood. Go ahead.
But his blood will I require at thine hand.
But his blood, everything that he died for, you died for because you didn't say nothing. The Lord ain't playing with us. He's not playing, bro. And that's just the way that it is. When you know something and don't say something, it's going down. And then you going up. It's over with.
Right. The jig is up.
It's like you're an accomplice. They got that in the judicial system.
Right.
Yep.
If you don't say something, or if you knew about a crime, right? You didn't even have to be in the car, but if you handed the gun to somebody,
right,
or you produced the bullets to somebody, knowing you going down.
Right. It's happening.
So, look at this, because we're talking about, you might die presently, right? But what if nobody find out? You take it to the grave, right? Give me Hebrews 10 and 28. Watch this. Right? Maybe let's say, and that's why Cap was bringing out, hey, when you come back next time and you crippled, you know what I'm saying, or something, or ain't no telling how the Lord can punish you. You know, maybe he give you a terrible death, young age or whatever, or, you know, he can give you anything in your next life. Right. You know, but look at this. Watch this here.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 28. He that despised Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses.
Hey, the punishment for murder and under Moses' law was death, right? We would take you out in front of the camp, stone you immediately, right? But now look at the next verse, read.
Of how much sorer punishment suppose ye shall he be thought worthy who hath trodden under foot the Son of God, and hath counted the blood of the covenant wherewith he was sanctified and holy thing, and hath done despite unto the Spirit of grace.
It's a sore punishment under Christ because the Spirit of grace you're supposed to be getting right, but you taking that time to get right and you murdering people, selling drugs, you prostituting your daughters and all that. What's worse than death? You know what I'm saying? Think about that. Give me
some more of it.
Give me 2 Corinthians 5.
Some more of it.
5 and 10. 2 Corinthians 5 and 10.
Yeah, let me
watch this. Hey, under Christ, you're gonna get something worse than death. You know what I'm saying? After death. You're gonna suffer for it after death.
Right.
Watch this. Nobody gets away with it.
2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ.
So you got away with it under the white man's court, but you got to go to court with God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they got the camera footage. You know, the Lord
Yeah.
Spirit was in your body when you was doing it.
Right.
And he know what you was thinking at the time,
First
how
hand.
you felt about it. So it ain't no getting away. Read on.
That every one may receive the things done in his body.
You going to get your issue. Whatever you did in your body, you going to get the payment for that. Read.
According to that he hath done, whether it be good or bad.
If you did good, you going to get good. But if you murder, you kill, you rob, you stole, ain't no telling. The Lord is the king of terrors.
Right.
So we cannot imagine. We can't imagine what the Lord could blow your body up, put it back together, and slice it up, put it back together. Ain't no telling. The Lord, he the king of terrors. This is the Most High God who opened up the ground and swallowed hundreds and hundreds of people and closed it right back up.
Right.
You know what I'm
Straight
saying?
up.
We
Right.
talking about the king of terrors.
Hey, and he consumed the person that did it and all of his accomplices.
Everybody that seen it.
Hey,
Everybody that knew about it.
Yeah.
Whole family.
Everybody who
Family
hid, they hid the garment.
Hey, I could get James real quick.
Yeah.
James 4:1 real quick.
Get it.
Because the problem is a lot of you murderers, right? The problem is you got a lust in you that you never dealt with. Right, that you don't want to fix. So it might be money in some cases, but even with the sister, when she was giving the story out, she said the dude was killing people because somebody gave him AIDS.
Right.
He the reason he got AIDS.
Right.
Ain't nobody else to blame for you getting AIDS. You lay down with somebody you caught AIDS.
Yeah.
Like he went to sleep and
It just jumped on him.
Yeah.
Now you got to go out and find women to murder.
Yeah.
Read the scripture.
Jackass.
It's the book of James, chapter 4, verse 1. From whence cometh wars and fightings among you?
Read.
Come they not hence, even of your own lusts, that war in your members?
The problem is you got something going on in your head.
Right.
And you're using murder as a way of taking it out. Either you hate yourself or you hate
Right.
something you did in your life, so now you think murdering going to solve it. It ain't going to fix it.
Nope.
It ain't going to fix the problem. Keep reading.
Ye lust and have not.
Read.
Ye kill
You kill. That's what we talking about. You kill what?
and desire to have.
Read.
And cannot obtain.
You will get nothing good in this life or the one to come. That's what it's telling you. You ain't gonna get nothing good because all you doing is putting back evil on yourself. You
Right.
think you fixing the problem by murdering, but what you really need to deal with is the lust inside of you. Finish it out.
Ye fight and war, yet ye have not, because ye ask not.
Because you don't repent, you don't turn back to the Lord. That's what you got to do. That's what Cap said in the beginning. Is if you black and Hispanic, repent.
Right.
You shouldn't be no murderers amongst us. You got to deal with what's going on in your spirit. That's it.
That's
Bruh.
right.
That's so on point. That's so on
right.
point,
Yeah.
bro. Yo, it said you kill and desire to have and cannot obtain. Like you got the smoking gun, bro. You got it, bro. You should have never did that to get the smoking gun.
Right.
Now
For
you
real.
want it gone. You
Yeah.
can't obtain that yet, bro.
No. Hey, check this out. Go to Ecclesiastes 9. And this is what we're talking about. You got to repent. Because you never know when your time is going to come.
Right.
Right? Because a lot of y'all who like to kill, y'all wind up getting murdered. I mean, we know how this game, we know how it go. Like a lot of y'all get punished right there in the streets. Right? And in your mind, y'all like, okay, well, this is part of the game. Well, yeah, that's part of the game. But again, like the officers was just bringing out, you don't want to get caught like that. Because the Lord ain't playing with you. But go ahead. Start at verse 11. We're going to read 11 and 12.
Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work.
I want Ecclesiastes 9
excuse me.
and verse 11.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift.
Right. Go ahead.
Nor the battle to the strong. Neither yet bread to the wise.
Go ahead.
Nor yet riches to the men of understanding.
Come on.
Nor yet favor to men of skill. But time and chance happeneth to them all.
Time and chance happeneth to them all. So a lot of y'all brothers, y'all going to hear this at some point. There's going to be a time and your chance to repent. That's what the Lord is trying to say. Right? With all that we just read, time and chance happens to everybody. Read on.
For man also knoweth not his time.
You see that? Because we don't know what time we going to die. Read.
As the fishes that are taken in an evil net.
Right. That's called the evil net. Right? But when we going to catch fish, we don't think of it as evil. Right? Because we about to get some good food. For that fish, that's evil as hell. He about to die. Right. He about to get on our plate. It said, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net. Go ahead.
And as the birds that are caught in the snare.
Go ahead.
So are the sons of men snared in an evil time.
Go ahead.
When it falleth suddenly upon them.
Right. When that death suddenly falls upon you. So you want to be right. You don't want to be a murderous individual. Because when that time falls on you, guess what? you got to go the way of they shall know it after death by pain. That's what you're going to find out. Go ahead.
That's what's worse than death.
Yeah.
No death.
Hey, before, listen, the hell wrong with this phone? I just want to bring up some more of the stuff we working on in regards to the missing persons.
Yeah,
hey,
bring it up.
Hey, brothers, bring up all those pictures, number 18, number 19, 20, 21. Just post those up just so we could, so the people can see what we doing as far as that initiative, right? So when we do the youth violence, we generally have the missing persons presentation. Bring it back, bro. I'm still talking about it. What's going on, bro? Right? And so we show the young kids, this is what we doing. We putting it out there. And we also taking that time to explain to the children of what? Be safe, right? Like we were talking before. Once we start teaching them these commandments, they're going to know better than to be running out trying to go to some parties or something like that and get themselves jammed up. All right? Go to the next one.
And also in the meetings, Cap, we talking to the parents about keeping careful watch over their children.
Absolutely.
Teaching them out of the scriptures and what they say on how to keep a careful watch over them. Watching what's coming out their mouth. Watching what's coming out of the children's mouths.
Yeah. Yeah. Watch what's going in them ears.
Yeah. Watch what's going into their spirit.
That's right. That's right. And so, and we're going to team up with the police. We'll go to the police in all the cities that we at and let them see what we doing, right? Post up some missing person stuff, if they allow us at the precinct, or just let the police know, hey, we out here, we posting this up, whatever. Just let them know that we in the mix, right? So we got this officer here. He's holding it up, Officer Rodriguez. Go ahead, go to the next one. That's in Oakland, all right? So this is the brother here, Soldier Raywell. He's holding it down and handing out flyers all over the parking lots, stuff where he's working. And this is what we do in Israel United in Christ, right? Because we're going to get out there, we're going to try, because it's a lot of our people that are not being looked after.
Hey,
all right?
This is a good example of the people to see us gathering together.
That's right.
We actually care about each other.
That's right.
That's what the people need to feel. They need to feel that we out here caring about one another, because it's like, if we don't give a damn about ourselves, ain't nobody going to give a damn about us.
Nobody else going to do it. Nobody else going to do it.
Not at all. Not at all.
I want to get Deuteronomy 17 and 12 real quick. So we in a place right now where we don't have society to where we can make judgments, say, well, we're gonna go out and stone this person. Right. We're not doing that right now. We under another system, and the way we do it, we have the magistrates or whatever. We got the police out here. They got that set up for us. We're not in control of that.
Right.
But look what happens. Watch this.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17 and verse 12.
Uh-huh.
And the man that will do presumptuously.
Presumptuously mean you know better. You know what's wrong, but you do it anyway. Mm-hmm. Like the big cheeses and the little cheeses. They out there, they know what's wrong, but they doing it anyways.
Right.
Read?
And will not
wait, hold on. I'm sorry. We're going to finish that up, but look what the word is, presumptuously. Mm-hmm. You're presuming that you're going to get away with this.
Yeah.
Yo, you made a presumption like, you know what? Ain't nobody gonna find out about this.
And if they say something about it,
right.
Stitches get stitches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Real talk.
That's how they feel. Read on.
Go ahead.
And will not hearken unto the priest.
Who's giving out the laws, right? The laws. Now the judicial system got them down, right? But if you don't listen to the law, read.
That standeth to minister there before the Lord thy God, or unto the judge, even that man shall die.
Hey, now that's up to the judicial system. If they sentence him to death, that's terrible, right? If they sentence him to life imprisonment, I see some of the toughest gangsters. When they get life in prison, they faint, they cry, they beg, they plead because it's a terrible thing, right? So, but if you don't say nothing, they never experience it. Read on. Watch this.
And thou shalt put away the evil from Israel.
The evil in your community ceases. Why so? Read on.
And all the people shall hear.
The other cheeses, the little cheese and cheese junior.
Little cheese.
Yeah, they all hear about what happened to big cheese and little cheese.
Yeah,
baby cheese.
The cheeses.
The cheeses.
Them cheeses don't play. All right?
Yo.
But when they hear what happened to the other one, look what happens, read.
And all the people shall hear and fear and do no more presumptuously.
Hey, the community don't get down like that no more.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the fix. That's the fix, man.
Yeah.
Bring it
Big
out.
Cheese
man.
need to
People
go to
know.
jail.
Yeah, that's how come.
They need
Hey,
to go to jail.
we hey, listen, we don't got that much time. We got to close it up, right? But what we just read right there, that's coming back,
Yes.
right? That's coming back. Give me Ezekiel chapter 20. Give me Ezekiel 20, because a lot of y'all think, you know what I'm saying, and this is we gonna talk to the Christians. We talk to y'all. We like to talk to y'all. But when y'all talking about what they call it again, the rapture? Yeah. When y'all get raptured up, y'all better hope y'all get raptured up. But once we get back to that wilderness, you better be on point.
Oh yeah.
Because you're going to get all the way touched up. Yeah. Give me 20 and 34.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 20, verse 34. And I will bring you out from the people, and will gather you out of the countries wherein ye are scattered.
Right, wherein you are scattered. All our people all over the world, wherever we was in slavery and all of that, now what? We getting taken up with the Lord, right? In the chariots.
That's right.
This is it. This is what the Christians call the rapture, right? Go ahead.
With a mighty hand, and with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face.
The Lord said, I'm going to plead with you face to face. Now we going to learn from the Lord directly. Okay, yeah, y'all had them fringes on, but it was a little bit crooked. You got to rock like this and that. Bang, bang, bang. Tightening everything up. Read.
Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt, so will I plead with you, saith the Lord God.
Right. And when you really think about this pleading, right? Remember what he said. Do y'all remember what the pleading was in the wilderness? He said, listen, everybody 20 years and younger, y'all making it. The rest of y'all, I'm putting y'all to death. That's the pleading. The ones who was what? Dealing with idolatry. Remember, he made Moses do what? Take all the gold, melt it down, and made them drink all the gold. The ones who went against what the Lord said, he had Moses had people and cut their heads off and put it on stakes and face it towards the sun. This is the pleading that was going on in Egypt. It wasn't, oh, please do what I say. People, I am God, please. No. It was, I'm going to kill you. It was Moses, oh, please, Lord, don't kill them. Why would you bring him here and kill him? All right, you better go talk to your mans in them. That's what the Lord was doing. That's the pleading that was going on. That's the pleading that's about to come back. Go ahead, read on.
And I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant.
And this is the part.
And I will purge out from among you the rebels.
Right. That's what we read about before in Deuteronomy. Those are the rebels who want to kill presumptuously, do sin presumptuously. Those are the rebels. The Lord said, I'm going to purge you out. Go ahead.
And them that transgress against me,
I
will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Israel.
You're not going to make it to the kingdom. Go ahead.
That's right.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord.
That's it. All that's going to come back around. So everybody talk, oh, no, you don't keep the law. No, you don't keep the law. Hey, listen, Christians, y'all better get your mind right, because in the kingdom, you keeping the law. Matter of fact, you ain't going to be there. You keep going run around with white man Jesus, you ain't going to be there anyway.
That's right.
But maybe the Lord might bring you here to make an example out of you.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah,
you might make it through just to show the rest of the people you gotta go.
Yeah. So with that, yeah. But we gonna we're gonna have to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? It was a great show tonight.
Yeah.
All praises.
Yeah.
All praises. Hey, and we gotta shout out our live audience. They decided to come back.
Yeah, they was in here.
Hey.
They have been here.
Hey, give me that scripture where Christ talked about the people coming for the food.
John 6.
It's food back there?
Yeah, they not gonna get out of here unscathed.
Yeah.
We ain't seen this live audience in about 3 damn months. You know where it's at?
John 6.
Somebody,
It's John 6.
John 6. Pull that out, bruh. Pull that out. Yeah, we got to get on them a little bit. I'm glad they're here.
6 and 26.
About to lay hands on them.
Yeah, I'm glad they're here. But we, hey, go ahead. Read that. 6 and 26.
John chapter 6, verse 26. Jesus answered them and said, Verily, verily, I say unto you.
Verily, verily, I say unto you, live audience of the Nehemiah Squad.
Ye seek me, not because ye saw the miracles, but because ye did eat of the loaves and were filled.
Yo.
They had halal pizza in the back.
Hey, listen, we had pizza back there. We We had that good crust pizza back there. That's why they showed up. But all praises, at least y'all go repent. All right? At least they go repent. But we glad y'all came, y'all.
Straight up. All
praises. Damn. All right. Hey, and we gonna shout out Officer JDL. No, we gonna shout him out. We gonna get to that. But we just want to shout out Officer JDL for showing up. This is like his third. This is third Nehemiah Squad.
Yeah,
third show.
Yeah. All praises.
Yeah.
All praises.
Shirt too. You're good.
All praises. All right, and don't forget the Isaiah 11:11 initiative. Damn. Right. All right, so make sure y'all throw y'all money up, put that money in the booster club. Y'all see what we doing. We all over the world. Y'all see y'all money working. All right, don't feel no way. Put that money in there and let the prophets do the job for you. Yeah. That means y'all, it's like we brought out on the Sabbath, right? Y'all still part of the mission. It's as if you're going out there, right? When you put that money up, because we can't do nothing without each other. It's a team effort, right? Just like a boxer. You see the boxer in the ring, but he got a trainer, nutritionist, health, stamina, all type of coaches. They in the background. That's like y'all in the background, and in the boxer, the fighter, the prophet, he out there. All right, so don't feel no way. Put that money in there.
Yeah.
All right. So yo, Officer Shem.
All right, man. You already know what time it is, man. Bring it out. Come on.
Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 21.
Yep.
Then I testified against them and said unto them, why lodge ye about the wall? If ye do so again, I will lay hands on you.
Well, y'all know what time it is, man. If you do this thing again, we got to lay hands on you. If you think you're going to keep on hurting our children, our men, and our women, we got to lay hands on you.
That's right.
If you don't support the Booster Club here, then we got to lay hands on you. And if our live audience come here just for food again, we have to lay hands on you. Hey, y'all done tuned in to the Nehemiah Squad. We your hosts. I'm Officer Shem. That's Captain Zaccai, Officer Judah, Officer JDL. We out.
Yeah.
Even the evil spend holy days away from the heathen. I need a break. I don't need a reason. I need a script. I don't need your grievance. Keep it to yourself. It's better for my health. Leave it on the shelf. Ain't hearing nothing else. Tonight and tonight, knowing the price. Pay out with your lights. Do it all for the Christ. And he ain't playing nice. Knew the end from the start. Fix your face like it's art. The sons of a simp, call him Bart. Yeah, you did your best, played your part. But now it's time to cut you to the heart. Flex on occasion. It's the strangest of the salvation. You see it, believe it, amazing. Them chariots coming invasion since the creation. War, mine, Lord, bless the general. Greatest nation, eat them unequivocal. Bombs dropping, buddy, cause it's biblical. Start shit, now it's time to finish you. Whoa. Said he won't vote, he looking for smoke. So, we give him some more. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world.
I can't wait for our kingdom to start and for there to be finished. Get rid of all of their idols and lying religions. Look for the crown like an Edris. Hey, this that crown talk. Wisdom of Solomon 5 talk. This that second Edris 6 and 9. We want eyes talk. It's your time to end and my time again. It's our time to win. Away with the sin. You know what it is. Rejoice with my kin. See that is why we repented. Go to streets, I can see myself in it. The city is bright, the kingdom of light. A wonderful sight past the angels, the inner light. I need 1,000 years of labor. Sit on my throne with my savior. Try to know wine, press alone. He bring pain like major. You think the nations is equal to us? TK Kirkland, who raised you? Flex on occasion, my God a racist. That's why we moving with patience. It's been a long time coming. I spent my whole life running. Now that I'm 10 toes down and established my faith on 100. Woe to the nations, my king will race them. You know they gotta be punished. Jeremiah 25, yeah, you know they gon' fry. Whoa.